In this video, I'm going to go through all the lessons, all the experiences, all the ups and downs that I learned over the last 5 years of trading, so that you don't have to go through that. Whether you've just started trading or you're experienced but you haven't had, say, 5 years experience, all the lessons I learned, the good, the bad, I'm going to put into this video. It's probably going to be one of the most important videos. I'm going to go into a lot of detail of what can help you guys save 5 years, because although I'm experienced, there was lots of things I did right, lots of things I did wrong, and that I should have done differently. So if I can make this video to help you guys speed up your process, then I think it's important. So keep watching. Also, I have to mention again, the growth's been crazy on the channel. I appreciate all your comments, all your likes, everyone that's subscribed. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. So if you guys could just do me a favor and like the video and subscribe, it'd mean the world. I'm making this video to help you guys, and if you can help me in that way, I'd appreciate it. So like I said, I'm going to be breaking down exactly the key things I learned over the 5 years, so that I can put into this video, so you guys can take the key points and hopefully not make some of the mistakes that I made, and then take the positive things that I did as well, so you don't have to do that. So the first thing, when you're just getting into trading, or if you've been doing it for a while, there's two major components. This is what I believe anyway. So you have the technical ability, you have understanding the information, the charts, strategy, learning how the markets move, and you know, fundamentals, technical, reading the charts. And then you have mindset and psychology. Now, I know I neglected psychology massively. I said this in another video, but I'll say it again. When I first started learning, I was so heavily interested in strategy. Give me a strategy. If I just have a strategy, then I'll make money, and I just need this hidden gem, this hidden holy grail strategy that everyone's hiding. And if they tell me when to buy, tell me when to sell, I'll just do it and I'll make money. Now, that couldn't be further from the truth, and I'll explain why in this video. Because as people, we have to execute that strategy. So if someone has a strategy, it's not as simple as just buy and sell, do this, do that, because our emotions are affected by, like, our decision making is affected by our emotions. So for example, I tended to have a lot of fear going to the market. So I know other people on the opposite side, and the opposite side to fear is greed, but I had a lot of fear in the market. So that would mean, you know, fear of losing a trade. If I'm fearful of losing a trade, then naturally I'm going to be more hesitant to enter the market. Whether I'm fearful of losing this individual trade, or whether I'm fearful because I've lost a couple before, which is natural. No strategy wins 100% of the time. I'm fearful to lose, which then, even if the strategy is there and it's playing out in front of me and there's a perfect opportunity, if I don't take that trade, I'm not allowing my edge to play out. So that was a massive, massive struggle, because although I have a strategy, and I learnt the technicals, and as important as the technicals are, they are really important. You can't neglect them either. You have to learn the information, you have to learn how the markets move. But that is a lot easier to learn. That can take 6 months to a year, or however long that takes you. It took me about 6 months to a year to understand the technicals, the terminology. But the mindset thing is it's a continuous process. But that was a massive thing that impacted the trading, and I was wondering, why am I not getting these consistent results when other people, I know as much information as everyone else, I can predict the moves as much as everyone else, but for some reason my results to start with were a lot worse, because I wasn't actually executing the strategy optimally, because I was affected by fear. Another element of fear, due to your psychology, is fear of a winner turning to a loss. So that's why you need a clear management plan to know exactly when you're exiting a trade, when it's gone against you, but also giving it enough room to hit your target, because obviously the markets don't just move up or don't just move down. They sort of make higher highs, higher lows, lower highs, you know. So and the last one I would say is fear of being wrong. As people, no one likes to be wrong on anything, let alone when you're trading. You don't want to be wrong. So sometimes when you're sat there and you're not executing the position, sometimes you have to think, you might not know this at the time, but you could be psychologically thinking, oh, I'm not going to exit this, because you talk yourself out of it because you don't want to be wrong. And again, I didn't take this seriously, because I used to hear all these people say mindset, and it's like, just give me a strategy. I just want to trade and make money. But there's a lot more that I learned, and this would have saved me a lot of years, because I didn't put the time in to think that deep into this. I thought, like I said, give me a strategy. I don't care about mindset. I'll just do it. Like, I didn't think about it. So it's so important that you guys think and take seriously. Get the technicals, master them, get them down, but also be careful that you're not neglecting your psychology. You've got to know where you are. Are you risky? Are you greedy, or are you fearful? And like I say, fear of losing a trade, fear of being wrong, fear of a profit turning to a loss. They're all things that you battle with when trying to execute that plan. So like I said, I mentioned fear. The opposite side, and I knew people like this that were greedy. So this would affect their results because they would take trades that weren't there. If they had a few losses, they weren't hesitant like I was to execute a trade. They were too eager to get into positions, which would mean they would enter trades with more risk because they're trying to get the money back that they've lost, or they'd enter trades that aren't there. It's not a clear high probability setup. They're taking trades that aren't part of their plan because they're going rogue. They want to get that money back. So greed is just as big a part psychologically. You have to master too. You have to sort of try and have a balance, because if you're too fearful, you won't enter trades. If you're too greedy, you enter too many. So these are the things you have to sort of battle with to remain as neutral as possible. And the way you do that is by having a mechanical plan that allows you to limit emotion as much as possible. As humans, we're going to feel emotion. You're going to feel all these feelings, but it's trying to make it as mechanical as possible so it can eliminate that emotion. So yeah, greed is as big a problem as fear when trying to get good trading results with your strategy. Because if you're too greedy, you're gonna not effectively execute your strategy. You're gonna, like I say, take too many risks. You're going to take trades that aren't there, and it's important that you know which side of the coin you're on, because like I said, I knew that I was more risky, so that I was on the more fearful element, which is why my results were affected to start with. I know some people that were on the opposite end, like I said, the greedy side, where they didn't care, they didn't have that fear, they were taking trades, more risk, because they weren't affected by that. So it's so important that you guys are aware of which part you're on, and then you can try and work on, fixing that as best you can. So like I said at the start of the video, as much as the mindset's extremely important, you also have to be good technically. And I think both of them go hand in hand. Be extremely good knowing, understanding the information, learning the theory behind how the markets work and how they move, and strategy, backtesting your strategy, getting statistics and data, but also not neglecting the mindset, like I just said. But in terms of strategy, a lot of people have been saying about what's a good strategy? Tell me a strategy. Number one, there isn't one set strategy that works. There's hundreds and hundreds of, or thousands of traders that trade completely differently and make money. There isn't one strategy. What you could be doing the opposite to someone else, and you could both be making money, or you could be doing the exact same as someone else, and one win, one lose. So it's so important that for strategy, you have to understand your personality type. Are you more of a patient person? Do you want to be less active in the markets? Maybe you're wanting this as a side income. You don't want it to be full-time. Maybe you enjoy your job and you just want a passive income on the side. So you might want to look more long-term. So more of a swing trader, or more of the daily and weekly. The daily candle closes at 10 o'clock, entering on the close of the daily, and playing more of a longer-term approach. But if you're someone that is less patient, wants to be more actively trading, wants to maybe, they're not bothered about, they want to leave their job and they want to pursue trading full time and want to be more actively involved in the market, you might want to look on more of a lower time frame strategy. The hourly, 4 hourly, 5 minute. Like if you've got no restrictions, maybe you've got a lot of free time, then you can even go as low as the 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute, 10 minute. Obviously playing the higher time frame narrative too. You can't neglect that. It's important. But the point here is, as much as technicals you have to understand and learn, when it comes to strategy, you have to make sure that it suits your lifestyle and your personal situation. There's no good you trading and buying a course for a strategy that's a 5 minute, 10 minute, 15 minute, shorter term, quick day trading strategy when you're at work all day for 8 hours, because you're not going to be able to execute it. Or maybe there's a New York Open, an Asia trading strategy, or a London Open trading strategy, but if you're not at the charts to execute that, you're not going to have the chance to optimize your results. So they're all things you have to take into consideration. And these are all things I didn't take into consideration. I just thought, give me a strategy, I'll place a trade and I'll start making money. I neglected mindset. I neglected a strategy that's going to work around my lifestyle, whether you're at work or whether you're at school or whether you've got a lot of free time. So you have to take into consideration all these components when getting to trading. And because I didn't do that, it took me a lot longer. But now going through that, I hope I can pass this on to you guys. So let's reflect. Number one, come up with, obviously don't neglect technicals. You have to learn how the markets work, and there's plenty of good legitimate companies, although do your due diligence. But there are a lot of good solid companies out there that will be offering tangible, really good advice, have a good track record, and have a profitable strategy. But number two, just because they have a profitable strategy, you need to make sure that you understand your mindset, which side of the coin you're on, fear or greed, and make sure that you're you know exactly whether you can execute these trades. There's no good trading a strategy when you're not going to be available at the charts. So yeah, there are a few little things I wanted to mention in this video to help you guys. So if you got value from this video, please like and subscribe. We're on the road to 1,000, like I said, 1,000 subs. So appreciate everyone that would subscribe. And if you have got value, I'd appreciate that. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks, guys.